Sorry पापा, मैं इस साल भी नहीं कर पाया. These were the last words of a 21-year-old NEET aspirant who committed suicide in April of 2024 after he failed 3 attempts at one of the toughest exams in India. Every year, NEET UG and PG is attempted by lakhs of students all across India. Being one of the toughest exams in India, less than 5% of the students manage to grab a seat. Have you ever thought what happens to the rest 95% of the students? You're right, they drop. You might have even seen and heard of success stories of drop candidates glorified by the coaching platforms. In reality, these are just less than 10% of the cases. But behind this curtain of illusion of success, there are numerous, uncountable and unheard stories of people who have dropped twice, thrice and even 5 times. The mental trauma, the social pressure that these bright minds face is horrifying. In today's video, let's look into the 7 main reasons why NEET droppers fail repeatedly. Hello everyone, I am Dr. RMD, pediatric resident at PGIMER Dr. RML Hospital, New Delhi. When a student attempts an entrance exam for the first time, there is adequate confidence and self-esteem. But one failure eventually results in anxiety, fear and despair with lot of self-doubts, which turns into a vicious cycle which again negatively impacts future attempts. A study was conducted comprising medical students who had failed to clear medical specialty MCQ entrance exam, which is similar to NEET PG. This study identified 7 reasons why these students failed repeatedly. Here are those 7 reasons. Inner struggle, unnecessary pressure, inefficient mapping, improper revision, poor health, inefficient skills, and liberation. Let's explore these in depth and formulate solutions to tackle each of these issues. Let's move on to the first problem, that is inner struggle. Just before the exam, students face this struggle. This has 2 components. 1. Low self-confidence. 2. Overestimating others' abilities. Let's understand this with examples. When exams are approaching, students get these self-doubts like, I am slow at revising, I am not ready for the exam. Overestimating others include instances like, I think he has revised 3 times already, he is my junior, still his mock test ranks are better. Some of them struggle with inner thoughts by magnifying the difficulty of the exam and thinking about failure. Like, this is the toughest exam in the world. What if NBMS or NTA designs hard questions this time? What will I do? This is my 3rd attempt and my relatives will torture me mentally if I fail this too. This constant inner struggle leads to our second reason why droppers fail, and that is unnecessary pressure. Unnecessary pressure is of 4 categories. First, studying longer hours, for example, studying 15 hours a day without break. This decreases efficiency and performance over long term. Second, reviewing too much and memorizing without understanding. Droppers become too apprehensive about forgetting things that they end up mugging up without understanding, or in other words, ratta maro. Third is asceticism, which means severe form of discipline and non-indulgence in family gatherings or traveling or relaxation activities. And the fourth, the most dangerous one, doping. Some candidates resort to performance-enhancing drugs like amphetamines, methylphenidates, energy drinks, which are extremely harmful. So now you would ask me, what is wrong with all of these? More focus is good, right? Long hours of study is good, right? The answer is no. This cycle of undue pressure impacts mental health, which leads to our 3rd reason why droppers fail repeatedly, and that is inefficient mapping. Inefficient mapping refers to the inability to prioritize. This category can be further broken down into 3 subcategories. First subcategory involves inability to prioritize content. For every entrance exam, not everything given in coaching notes is important. There is always a priority order. For example, in NEET PG, I had uploaded a video on YouTube titled NEET PG, What to Study, What is Important. I had categorized topics based on priority in the past 5 years of exam papers. The problem that droppers face is that they are unable to prioritize and feel that everything is important, and they spend too much time on less important, low yielding topics. Some of them even highlight their entire notes, whereas some annotate all available information. Second group of candidates give excessive attention to details and waste too much time memorizing minor details. For example, motion and velocity related questions in NEET UG are low yielding, takes too much time to solve, but NEET droppers will fixate their focus on these questions because they can't prioritize, whereas toppers will be focusing on high yield topics. Third group consists of droppers who read between the lines. Google for more information about it. This technique seems to be helpful when you have time and if it is a high yielding topic, or else it will just end up wasting your time. Because of these improper prioritization methods or inefficient mapping, NEET droppers tend to waste more time and land up in the fourth problem, and that fourth problem is improper revision. Entrance exam success is based on revision. NEET droppers commit these two mistakes. First, some students feel revision time is relaxing time because they are already overburdened, burned out, and they have lack of motivation just before exams. Some students also feel that their preparation is not enough and don't revise before exams, or they give less time for revision. Second category of students do excessive, unorganized, erratic revision, leaving behind high yield topics and giving less importance to memorization topic. But if NEET droppers have learnt a lesson from their past failures, then why do they fall into this trap again and again? That's because of the fifth reason, and that is poor health. Students complain of several body symptoms that they attribute to the time spent before the exams during their preparation. These problems peak on the examination day and are divided into three subcategories. The first shows signs of anxiety such as impatience, restlessness, confusion, repeated urinary urgency, low concentration, and non-specific digestive signs and headache. Some candidates also manifest sweaty hands and tremors. Second category of students experience signs related to fatigue like low energy, sleeplessness, extreme tiredness. Some even gain weight due to lack of physical activity. All these lead to an afflicted body, which significantly hinders your ability to be in an optimum state of mind during exams and affects one of the most important parameters during the exams, and also the sixth reason as to why droppers fail repeatedly, and that is inefficient skills. MCQ exams require a special skill set. These are different from university or board exams where memorization and reciprocation gives you success. MCQ solving skills demands a separate video, which is out of context to discuss here. However, I promise that I would be releasing a video on this topic soon. Let's see what mistakes NEET droppers commit when solving MCQs. Some students consider each question as a complex puzzle and expect important points to be hidden in them, thus continuously searching them for these hidden meanings. They read questions obsessively, reading between the lines, and even believe that examiner has asked twisted questions just to confuse them. See this example. This question was asked in NEET UG. The answer, as you know, is straightforward, option 4. But a student might believe that NTA, that is National Testing Agency, has purposefully designed this question to be more confusing. Hence, the most complex answer must be the solution, and hence option 2 must be correct, and hence the student marks option 2 as the correct answer, which is actually wrong. Few students show carelessness in reading questions. Why does this happen? Because of anxiety. These students feel that if I read whole question and overthink, I will mark wrong answer. So these students choose the first answer that comes to their mind. Some students try to answer questions in order. That is, they become more stressed when not able to answer the question in a particular order. For example, a candidate goes from question number 1 to 50. Let's say question number 8 is difficult. He consumes more time in question number 8. The best approach for this is to attempt this question last, but this candidate is stuck with question number 8 and they don't proceed to the next question. Then there are toppers who fail to understand the importance of time management. Few students change their answers at the last minute out of anxiety and panic. There are also some students who spend more time reviewing answers and checking for errors and hence cannot finish exam on time. Once exam is done, then comes the phase of liberation. This is the seventh problem. While many candidates feel relieved once exams are done, there are some who start showing anger and frustration towards examiners, regret their performance and experience too much anxiety about their results. And this cycle goes on. This frustration leads to inner struggles, more pressure, that creates unnecessary pressure, that leads to inefficient mapping and prioritization, leading to improper revision, all this causing effect on health, leading to inefficient MCQ skills and time management, and finally unhappy feeling and frustration after this exam. And this cycle continues, this cycle goes on continuing. This is called the droppers cycle. And to free yourself from this cycle, you need to break the cycle. Let's see how to break the dropper cycle. The main reason for the start of this cycle is fear. The fear of failing again. This fear creates unnecessary anxiety, pressure, and leads to various internal struggles. So the most important question is how to overcome fear of failing again. Aileen Tracy authored a book named The Student's Guide to Exam Success. In this book, she mentions a 7-step process to overcome fear of failing again. These are the 7 steps. Step 1, awareness. It's very important that you realize that you have this problem. That's the reason why this video focused on problems initially, so that you are aware of its presence and acknowledge it. This will bring your fear from the bottom to the surface, and once this is done, it will be easy to achieve your control over your emotions. Step 2, disconnect. Disconnect yourself from your rank. What does this mean? The rank mania is so rampant in this coaching era that you are made to believe that you always need a good rank to get a good seat. You are wrong. You are wrong if you think so. See around you, there are so many people around who have got a bad rank but still get a good seat in counseling. For example, in NEET PG 2023, All India rank 25,000 has got MD pathology seat in UCMH Delhi, and that too in general category. So stop thinking about your dream rank and focus on stepping up your rank. Step 3, focus on the process, not the outcome. Most students focus on mock test result or grand test result. GT or mock test should only be used to track your own performance and not compare it with others. So focus and enjoy solving MCQs and understanding concepts. Step 4, the chatter box. Do you hear these voices like, I don't have good memory, I'm not good at revising, I'm a dropper so I should work hard? These inner voices was termed as chatterbox by Susan Jeffers in her book Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. If you hear to these voices, then believe me, you will be dropper forever, because these voices lower your self-esteem and will give you average result despite your hard work. You will feel depressed due to average result, the chatterbox will continue and this cycle will go on. So what can you do? One effective idea is write down all the negative thoughts on a piece of paper and just burn it. I repeat, burn it. You will feel a lot relaxed after this. Step 5, the all or none law. Consider this real life example of student A and student B. Both A and B have to finish a subject consisting of 10 chapters and solve 10 MCQ modules of that subject. Time limit is 6 days. Student A believes in perfection. On day 1, she starts with chapter 1 and dedicates too much time in searching Google for more information because she is scared. She thinks, what if this question is asked? What if examiner goes one step ahead? So I must study everything. She does this so she doesn't finish her portions on time. By day 3, she has finished less than 50% of the portions. Now she panics, and this deep anxiety makes her to procrastinate. So by day 6, she has completed only few chapters. She did not do MCQs because she thinks she should read notes first to solve MCQs. On exam day, she doesn't perform well. Student A failed to achieve her target because of all or none law. Let's see what happened to student B. Student B started to read notes. She was slow in reading. She tried to memorize as much as possible. By day 3, she has finished only 50% of the portion. She starts to procrastinate. She loses interest. By day 5, she is frustrated and she opens YouTube to find some shortcuts, and she comes across Dr. RMD YouTube channel where she finds all important questions that are needed to crack exam. Sorry, just kidding. Back to the story. So So student B becomes frustrated on day 5 and she decides to study important topics only, and in MCQ she focuses on PYQs. On the day of exam she gets a very good score. Student B did not attain perfection, but she succeeded. So the moral of the story is, you don't have to be perfect to win the race. Being haphazard is totally okay. So stop telling yourself that I'm going to study 12 hours a day, I'm going to watch all videos, I'm going to solve all question bank modules, I'm going to make a perfect timetable. All these simply do not exist. See this diagram of perfection. If you run behind perfection, you will fall in this trap. Coming on to step 7. Don't aim for a top rank. Always aim for a good rank and not for a perfect rank, because this will make you set realistic targets. For example, if you plan to read notes and then solve MCQ, but let's assume you didn't get time to read notes, then just go ahead with MCQ. When you plan revision, make a practical timetable that works. It's okay if you are not able to watch all videos in a subject. You may not be able to study everything that you think is necessary to crack NEET. Believe me, you always overestimate syllabus in a desperate attempt to not fail again. Even toppers don't succeed in a perfect preparation. They just follow these tactics, and that's what is necessary for you. Remember, by letting go of the craving to be a winner, you can free yourself from being the terror of being a loser. You don't have to be perfect to be a winner. You can be imperfect without being a failure. Did you get it? You can still win the race. All the best.